What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll be giving you guys a Town 11 3-star attack strategy for you guys. One of the most powerful ones I've ever used so far, the Queen Charge Lalo attack strategy. Super powerful, and I've gotten really good with this strategy ever since I've been practicing with it. Let's take a look at the attack log before jumping into any replays or anything. And as you can see there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3-stars in a row over the past few days because I've just gotten really good at it. Of course, I had my failures. You can see 0 stars. 2, 1, another 2, 1, and a couple zeros. But just from practicing and getting better with the strategy, I've gotten a lot more comfortable than I've ever been with Lalo. I've always been bad at Lalo, so if I can do this, anyone that's watching can definitely do this strategy. Let's take a look at the army composition for Queen Charge Lalo before we go any further. As you can see here, we got 2 archers, 20 loons, 5 healers, a baby dragon, 9 minions, 2 lava hounds. We have 2 rages, a jump, a freeze, a poison, and 3 haste. In your clan cast, you're going to want max loons with a rage and then a stone slammer for your siege machine. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into a couple replays for Queen Charge Lalo. Alright guys, first replay we got here, we got an almost maxed Town Hall 11. And all the defenses are maxed out. The walls and the heroes is the only thing that's not maxed out. Let's go ahead and play it here. And the first thing you're going to want to do is charge towards the enemy queen and the CC. That's the main objective with the queen charge, is to get rid of the queen and the CC, because those two things can really mess up the Lalo portion of the attack. So the queen's going to come from the bottom here. I accidentally placed my jump a little too early, and she ends up not going the way I want her to go. I want her to go towards this multi-mortar and then jump over, but she ends up going to the right side instead. So I placed my king down in order to keep her from actually going around the base. And it's going to force her to attack this wall right here and push in towards the enemy queen and the enemy CC. King's doing tons of damage, queen's making her way, and right now I'm just hoping at this point in the attack to make sure that I don't want her to go around. I pop my king ability, he's cleared up that side, and she takes down the air defense. She locks onto the enemy queen, place a rage down, keep her alive, and then she's going to attack that wall. And she's going to get closer to that single. So I usually save the freeze for the loons and for the Lalo portion. However, I'm charging a single in this one, so I'm definitely going to use a freeze instead of wasting my queen ability super early. Place a freeze down, try to get her through that single quickly, so that way I can get rid of it and not have to waste her ability. As you can see there, I don't need to use her ability because the single goes down. And here comes the loons out of the CC. They're going to go down pretty easily. It doesn't matter what came out of the CC. It could have been a hound, could have been an E-drag. The queen would have been able to take it down, no problem. Lalo's starting it on the left side there. Here come the loons, the lava hounds, along with the warden. So with the placement of the loons, you want to place like 3 or 4 on each defense of where you're coming in at. And the lava hounds obviously go towards the air defenses. But the stone slammer's coming on the left side as well in order to meet up with the loons and do tons of damage. As you can see there, max loons, and then the loons that I brought all meet up, and here come the haste to get them through the remainder of the base. They hit a tornado trap, but that's okay. Not gonna do a lot of damage to them. They'll be able to get right through the tornado trap and go straight to the wizard tower and make their way around the base. Queen Charge Lalo is a pretty powerful attack. As long as you take down the queen and the enemy CC, you are pretty much guaranteed the 3 stars, as long as you place your loons down properly. It's not very difficult. Definitely want to practice placing down 3 or 4 loons per defense. That's where I struggle with Laloon. I used to just, fan them out and kind of put them behind everybody, but the precise placement of each loon is definitely helpful. Actually, this replay ends up being no loons at all. I just have my queen ability and a bunch of minions and pups to clean up, but the loons did their job and cleaned up the rest of the base, so the minions and the pups can easily get through the remainder of the base. So what you want to focus on with the Queen Charge Lalo, again, queen, CC, and then placing 3 or 4 loons per defense, and kind of making a little pattern around the base. And then as they come in towards the base, I place a couple haste down to get them in faster, and then the rage where I need to. I usually save that freeze for like the multis or the wizard towers, expos, all that good stuff. But it's a pretty powerful attack strategy. Definitely recommend practicing if you want to use it or get good at it. Just find some good bases, practice on it, and then go ahead and use it in war. Let's go ahead and jump to the next replay. Alright guys, second replay we got here, same objectives as the first replay. We're going to aim for that enemy queen and the enemy CC. Let's go ahead and play it here. And so we're going to come towards the enemy queen. So I'm going to come from this left side, so that's why the baby dragon's down. He's going to funnel the right side here, and then the queen's going to walk down this path right here. And we're going to jump her right into the queen. And if there's CC, enemy CC, we're going to take them down with the queen as well. As long as you're able to get into the range, I mean, there's really nothing that can stop the queen charge. E-drag's not going to do anything. You know, maybe, you know, a bunch of Valkyries might be a little dangerous, but you can always pop her ability, use a Rage. I'd probably pop her ability because 5 Valkyries or 4 Valkyries could do some damage. But Rage is going to go down. King's on the right side there, taking care of the enemy king, and he's also going to funnel out that right side. Queen's got that Rage on top of her. She takes down the enemy queen pretty easily, and there goes that jump like I said. She's going to jump right on over, right into the meat of the base, and I was getting a little worried here because I was the heroes are getting close to that Inferno Tower, the multi. So I was like, alright, let me get the queen down, let me make sure there's no CC, and then once I take down the air defense, I believe I start my Lalo, because they're getting really close. Oh no, I started sooner. So I tried to point that Stone Slammer towards the multi, so it's a little dangerous. I don't want them to take down my healers. The queen needs to stay alive in order to help out the attack. But Lalo's coming in, and here comes the Warden with all the loons. Like, there goes the haste I was talking about last time. I placed a couple haste down to get them in quicker, and then the Rage right on top where all the big defenses are. We got the multi, the eagle. Warden ability is going to go right on top. Right before that eagle hit, I used my Warden ability, so make sure to take advantage and use that effectively. Haste is going to come down right into the middle again. Loons are making tons of damage. Stone Slammer is doing tons of damage, and the base is pretty much wrecked here, guys. I mean, there's not much this base can do. I don't have any spells left or anything. I have that poison, but again, that was for the CC. If there was any CC, it wouldn't have been a problem. She would have taken care of them, no problem. So the base is pretty much decimated here. I'm gonna go ahead and 2 times it. Very easy attack strategy to do. It just requires a lot of practice, and you know, make sure you identify where your targets are. Your queen, you know, the enemy queen, the enemy CC. Make sure you take them down with the queen charge, and then when you send your Lalo in, you know, pick off some defenses. And that one I kind of spread them out because I didn't really need to worry about picking them off. That whole left side was already taken down. So, but most of the time I'm going to place 3 or 4 loons on each defense and be more precise with the attack. But there you go, guys, second replay. Let's go ahead and hop into one more. Alright guys, last replay I'm going to go over here, and in this one I changed the composition just a little bit. I took out the jump spout and replaced it with a couple haste. You can do that if you want to. It's a little more risky. And as you can see there, I brought some wall breakers this time, and I think I dropped a couple minions in order to bring them. Let's go ahead and play here, and what we're going to do is charge towards, again, the enemy queen and the enemy CC. We're charging from the bottom side here because the air sweeper is pointing towards the other direction. So I can get rid of a sweeper, I can get rid of an air defense, and I can get rid of the eagle as well. So I think that's what I was actually looking for. I was actually getting rid of the eagle here, and the queen happens. She has a big enough range to where when my queen steps up to the eagle, the enemy queen is going to step up and attack my queen. So I'm going to be able to get the eagle, the queen, the air sweeper, an air defense, a couple X-bows, lots of good value there. So that's why I decided to charge from this area. King came down the right side. Make sure that the queen stays on, you know, course. Make sure she does not go around. It would definitely be bad if she went around the base. But you can see here she's pushing her way towards the middle. I place a Rage down a little early because she's going to engage the king soon. She's got 2 X-bows on her. A lot of damage is coming on towards her. So I definitely want to keep her alive and make sure she can make it through this raid. So King's going to go down, and I'm starting my Lalo kind of early here. You can see that I'm placing 3 or 4 loons per defense. You saw that? So about 3 or 4, and they're all kind of like coming in together. Stone Slammer's coming on the right side. That's what you want to focus on. You want to focus on about 3 or 4 at a time. Use the haste and, you know, bring them in. And I was unable to get the enemy queen right away. I actually tried to poison her because there was no CC that came out, so I had to freeze her so that way she does not as much damage as I want her to do against my own, you know, my loons and stuff like that. But she turns around and she goes towards my queen, so I'm able to take down the enemy queen with mine. And as you can see here, the loons are doing tons of damage. Lost my warden, lost the stone slammer already, but the base has pretty much been decimated. This is how you destroy these ring bases, by the way. So if you ever run to like a ring base where, you know, you're going against like a town 11 ring base, try queen charge Lalo. Queen charge from one side, break the ring, and then you send, as you saw, the loons coming in from this side here, and I had the stone slammer coming in to like keep them on track. So then the loons came through the middle, and then they swept through the remainder of the base. But queen charge Lalo is a pretty powerful strategy. I'm still getting used to it. You know, I mean, I've gotten a lot better with it as I practiced with it over the past week. But it's still not one of my go-to strategies. Definitely something I have to continue to practice in order to master it, but it is a very strong strategy. I would definitely get some more replays for you guys. I'm pretty confident in my ability of 3-starring with this strategy. And again, that goes back to practicing and matchmaking, hitting hard bases, you know, making sure I'm actually, you know, testing myself and making sure I'm actually good with the strategy and all that stuff. So again, you guys want to get good with the strategy, go into matchmaking, find some really good bases to go against, practice taking down the enemy queen, practice taking down, you know, if they have clan castle troops or anything like that. It's very important to always be aware of where the CC is and where the queen is, so you can take both of them down and then send your Lalo in. Alright, so 3 or 4 loons per defense, and you can use the slammer to try to like narrow down their pathing and stuff like that. It does take some practice, especially if you're not used to Lalo. It's definitely not one of my strong suits, but I definitely want to get better at it because it is one of the strongest attack strategies at Town Hall 11 and 12. So, but anyway guys, I hope it helped you guys. If you got any questions, let me know. I'm going to have a few more replays play so you can see it working on different types of bases, but that's all I have for the video, guys. Again, I'm going to get another video out once I get some more war replays, and I'm actually going against other Town Hall 11s in CWL right now. I'm going against mostly 12s, trying to pick up the easy 2 stars, so that way some of the higher 12s can hit some of the lower people. But yeah, guys, that's all I have. If you guys got any questions, let me know. If it helped, definitely appreciate a like, comment, or subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Progress, good things go slow. I'm no saint. I fall and you pick me up again.